And I'm back. Sorry about this. This has been. I don't know what goes on. I think whenever the stream goes on for too long, the chat crashes. That's my guesstimation. So I'm going to stop the stream every, out 1 hour, 30 minutes or so, just to make sure that everything stays up to date. Alright. Let me make sure that the description is prepared. Not chat, the description. I'm actually gonna message some people to see if I can get more viewers. Oh no. Uh, B, BRB, BRB XYZ. And the back. Alright, now let's react to some stupid, shall we? So yeah, Spirit Sign 6 is gone. I have no idea where it went. But, yeah, Spirit Science 6 has gone away. It has vanished. It got, Daniel snapped his fingers and it's just gone. Hold on, go. Back, sorry, my grandma had arrived. And she can't know I'm a YouTuber. That's a big no no. Oh, she's still here. Okay, I think she's gone now. Sorry about that. Oof. Big oof, Stargazer. Big oof. So, yeah. Let's get back to work. So, as you can see here, Spirit Sciences episode 6 is gone. Don't know where it went. Just searching up for it. Oh, well, what do you know? There it is. Found it. Well, that's why.
I'm not making this up.
It genuinely sounds like you're making that up. Where'd my phone go? Cat, you stay away. Okay, I'm sorry, Jasper, I know it's your birthday, but you're not allowed to eat this wire. Can see you singing there, Stargazer. Can see you singing. That is a good song. By the way, that is a very good song. Anyways, let's see what Jordan has to say about the Flower of Life.
When I mentioned in Lesson 5 that the ancient Egyptians and even more ancient civilizations knew about a deeper, basic understanding of the universe, this is the Flower of Life, and it is also the creation pattern of everything in existence. Even non-tangible things, emotions, thoughts, music in its entire spectrum, everything comes from this image. Okay, so there are 13 information systems that comes out of the Flower of Life. Today, I'm going to show you how physical reality can manifest itself, which is just one of the 13 systems. In future lessons, we will look at more. It's also important to note that, at first, it may not make sense. I ask that you do not choose immediately to shut this out, and just watch with an open mind, and try and see this in a new way. Also, I want to tell you that by learning about sacred geometry simply by observing, you are absorbing only a very minuscule amount of information. If you really want to learn more, you must begin to draw it yourself. I kid you not, when you do this, you begin to see things in a new way. You begin to understand why things are done in the way that they are done. Promise.
On the thing crashed for me. That was a good song, Stargazer Elite. That was a good song. Now, let's see if Jordan fulfills his promise.
Promise. The Flower of Life was known around the world.
Oh, that was our
ancient
lag.
times. It was found in Ireland, Turkey, Israel, Egypt, China, Greece, Germany, India, and Iceland. It's also been recorded to have been found in England, Tibet, Japan, Sweden, Lapland, the Yucatan, and I think 14 other places. This thing is everywhere. Not only that, but everywhere around the world it has the same name, the Flower of Life.
That's interesting. Is that true? Is that true? Has it been found all over the world? I'm gonna have to delete a few tabs here. come on, autopilot. You gotta work with me here. Gotta work with me. Well, my autopilot ain't working. Yeah, no kidding, that is a lot of tabs. Oh, while we wait for that to load, let's look at this.
Now, to understand the flower of life, first we have to talk about how it's formed. This could get incredibly complex, so I'll try and keep it simple. Imagine consciousness, or spirit, floating in a void, which means it's nothingness, and then spirit. No physical body or mind, just spirit, and that's it. Then blackness, essentially nothing, all around the spirit, for infinite. Spirit decides to do something, so it expands its consciousness all around itself as far as it can go without moving. It creates a sphere around itself. This is the first circle in the flower of life. Then, spirit has an awareness of what's around itself in 360 degrees. It moves to the very edge of the sphere anywhere and repeats what it did the first time. It creates this image, which also creates the Vesica Pisces. Within the Vesica Pisces is a vast and incredible amount of knowledge about width, proportion, depth. Also comes the square roots of 2, 3, and 5, which are all numbers that go on forever. But even more interestingly, comes geometric information about light. We'll talk about that in a moment. Now, spirit has no choice but to do it again. Spirit is flawless, and therefore it will move flawlessly, creating the next circle either here or here, exactly one radius away from the other circle next to it. Every time spirit moves another sphere, more and more knowledge comes out of the image that is created. The first complete image to be formed is this. It has two names, the Seed of Life, or the Genesis pattern, and for good reason. Now, let's look at the book of Genesis for a second. Each of these movements, or creations of circles, can be seen as another day. On the first movement, the second sphere, it created knowledge about not only mathematical proportions, but light. The first sentence of Genesis says, "The earth was without form and void, and that the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters." In the very next sentence, God says, "Let there be light." The key here is in the order. The movement happened first, then light happened immediately after.
You just said that the spirit creates the environment around it before moving. Can we get a contradiction? Can we get a contradiction in the chat? Contradiction detected? Contradiction confirmed?
Well, but what about the waters? Well, you have to remember, the Bible has been changed over time a lot. The ancient Egyptians would say that the way our modern Bibles begin creation is impossible, especially if you think about it from a physics point of view. Imagine a dark, infinite space that goes on forever and ever in all directions. You're just floating there with nothing. You can't really fall, but where would you fall to? From a purely physics or mathematical point of view, motion itself, or kinetic energy, is absolutely impossible in a void. You can't even rotate, because motion cannot become real unless there is one other object in the space around you. So the ancient Egyptians would say that before God moved upon the face of the waters, it would first have to create something to move relative to. So, Genesis pattern. After 3 spheres, you get the Holy Trinity. Another interesting one, it says in many Bibles of the world, not just the Christian Bible, that on the 4th day of Genesis, exactly 1/2 of creation was completed. Starting from the first motion, exactly 1/2 of the circles were formed on the 4th day. 5th day of Genesis, 6th circle, more information, and then on the 6th day, a geometric miracle takes place. The last circle forms a complete 6-petaled flower. This is what many earlier Bibles meant when they said, "In the beginning there were 6." Our Bible even said creation was formed in 6 days, and this fits exactly. This is the pattern of Genesis, and so it's called the Genesis pattern. It's also the beginning of the creation of the universe that we live in. These original movements of spirit are really important, but now let's look at something even cooler. Another image that comes out of this pattern is this. It's called the Tree of Life. Many may recognize this as the Jewish or Hebrew Kabbalah, but
Where the hell did that come from? How did that pattern come out of the pattern? Like, can't you get any pattern out of that pattern? I mean, it's an infinite pattern of infinite creation. I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty cool what you said, but if you're right, then that's an infinite pattern of infinite creation, which would mean that there's infinite shapes that could come out of that. How do you know the Tree of Life is something special out of all the shapes that could come out of that? If we give you the benefit of the doubt here, which is a pretty big benefit of the doubt.
this pattern is this. It's called the Tree of Life. Many may recognize this as the Jewish or Hebrew Kabbalah, but the Kabbalah did not originate this image, and there is proof. The Tree of Life does not belong to any culture, not even the Egyptians, who carved the Tree of Life on 2 sets of 3 pillars at Karnak Temple, Luxor, over 5,000 years ago. It's outside any race or religion, as with all of these images. There are patterns that are intimately connected with nature. You'll also notice that every circle on the Tree of Life is either the length or width of the Vesica Pisces. The second image beyond Genesis in the Flower of Life is the Egg of Life. This is formed during the second vortex motion. Upon its completion, it creates an image like this.
What the hell is a second vortex motion? Define these things, please. Please and thank you. You are right, Stargazer. And he's still not providing us with any definitions on what this second vortex is. Right? How do we know that these patterns come out of that pattern? Because if he's right, and this is the pattern of creation, it goes on for infinity, which means infinite patterns, infinite shapes of infinite sizes can come out of it. What makes the Tree of Life or the Egg of Life so special? Literally nothing. The only thing that would be special would be the Flower of Life itself, and that would be pretty much it. And even then, where on God's green earth did you get that thing from? Because again, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, but let's strip that away for a moment. Let's strip away the benefit of the doubt. What if everyone just discovered that pattern and thought, hey, that's a pretty cool pattern? Especially mathematicians from each respective culture who did some math with it and figured out they had some unique mathematical properties. I mean, just admit that it has a bunch of unique mathematical properties. Flower of Life is a very special shape, geometric pattern, I would agree. Is it sacred? Maybe, but most likely not. I am willing to put my money on the whole idea that it's not. Yeah. They could. Though they could.
This, a 3-dimensional shape that you can hold in your hand. If you were to connect their centers, you would see a cube. So what? Who cares? Well, the ancient Egyptians did, because they were concerned with creation, life, and death. They called this cluster of spheres the Egg of Life. You probably won't believe me just yet, but this shape is the morphogenic structure that created your body. Your entire physical existence is dependent on the Egg of Life structure, and everything about you was created from that form.
Mathematical coinkydink, methinks. Mathematical coinkydink.
Everything from your eye color to how long your fingers are, this is a whole lesson on its own, so let's move on for now. All around the world, the Flower of Life was always made the exact same way. See, this pattern can clearly go on forever. However, they always stopped after 19 circles. Why? Well, because they didn't want you to see what I'm about to show you. Back then, this image and knowledge was so sacred that they couldn't allow it to become common knowledge. It was appropriate at that time. However, now we either use the information or fall further into darkness. In biology, all cells have a zona pellucida around the edge. These circles around the Flower of Life are the zona pellucida of the Flower of Life. You must remove these, then complete the spheres that were cut off by the zona pellucida. With one more step, you will have the secret. Finish the drawing, add the final missing circles, giving you this. This image is the Fruit of Life. This pattern of 13 circles is one of the holiest, most sacred forms in existence. It's called the fruit because it is the result, the fruit, from which the fabric of the details of the reality were created. Remember when we talked about male and female energy, lesson 4? As you can see, this image is female. It has no straight lines. However, when you combine male lines with these circles, something amazing
That was a bad
happens.
frame to pause.
What you do
I
is
didn't
draw a
want to
straight
see that
line from the
either.
very center of every single circle to every other circle in this image. When you do this, you get an image which is known throughout the universe, everywhere, as Metatron's Cube. It is one of the most important informational systems in the universe, one of the basic creation patterns in existence. So what is Metatron's Cube? Well, anyone who has studied sacred geometry, or even regular geometry for that matter, knows that there are 5 unique shapes in the universe, and that they are crucial to understanding both regular and
Strange how, that shape changes from video to video. It's quite weird why it does that. I think he does it to represent the different parts of the spirit rituality, but in actuality, it's just giving one extreme brain rot.
Sacred geometry. They are called the Platonic solids. A Platonic solid has certain characteristics by definition. First of all of its faces are the same size. For example, a cube, the most well-known Platonic solid, has a square on every face, so all of its faces are the same size. Secondly, cube...
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Overheating alert. Overheating alert. Give him a moment. We're going AFK. I must go AFK. Be right back. My computer is dying. And hello, I'm back. I also got some popcorn. Not the popcorn that Mama 1 has, but popcorn nonetheless. See what I missed. Okay, bye, Stargazer Elite. Now I'm gonna finish this video up anyway.
Are the same length. Third, it only has one size of interior angles between the faces. In the case of the cube, this angle is 90 degrees. And fourth, when put inside of a sphere, all of the points will touch the edge of the sphere perfectly. With that definition, there are only 4 shapes besides the cube that fit that description. So, what are they? Well, we have the dodecahedron, the tetrahedron, the octahedron, the isosahedron, and the hexahedron. All of these shapes are found within Metatron's cube. This knowledge is also where original alchemy came from. The ancient alchemists and great souls like Pythagoras, father of Greece, considered each shape to have an elemental
Pythagoras was not the father of Greece. He was a person who lived in Greece. Greece was a land of independent city-states.
aspect to it. The tetrahedron was considered fire, the cube was earth, the octahedron was air, the isosahedron was water, and the dodecahedron was ether. Ether, also known as prana, and tachyon energy are all the same thing. They extend anywhere and are accessible at any point in space, time, and dimension. This is the great secret of zero-point technology. The sphere is voidness. These 6 elements are the building blocks of the universe, and they create the qualities of the universe. To summarize, this is the first informational system that comes out of the Fruit of Life through Metatron's cube. In alchemy, they rarely discussed ether. I've read that in the Pythagorean school, if you even uttered the word dodecahedron outside of the school, they would kill you on the spot. That's how sacred this shape was. 200 years later, when Plato was alive, he would discuss it, but only very carefully. This is because the dodecahedron is near the outer edge in your energy field, and is the highest form of consciousness. There's quite a bit more here, but I don't think I can go much further on it right now. Anyways, recognize this? The periodic table of elements? Every single element on this table has a geometric relation to one of these 5 shapes. Modern scholars ridiculed this idea until the 1980s, when Professor Robert Moon at the University of Chicago demonstrated that the entire periodic table of elements, literally everything in the physical world, is based on these same 5 forms. In fact, throughout modern physics, chemistry, and biology, the sacred geometric patterns of creation are being rediscovered. Another example is the egg of life that I showed you earlier. Hopefully that will help you to understand just how incredible and important of a discovery this truly is. Everything that modern science knows about the elements and reality are tied together through the Platonic solids, which come out of Metatron's cube, which is formed out of the Fruit of Life, which comes from the Flower of Life, which is made by Spirit. Damn. Whether you're convinced yet or not, this is the missing piece of the puzzle. It all comes down to Spirit. Don't forget, this is just one of 13 informational systems that created the universe. If you want to study this on depth in your own, the best resource I'm aware of is the book The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life. Alright, I'm gonna wrap up with something I think you'll enjoy. Do you believe in aliens? Even after Lesson 5, I realize many of you might be skeptical. Would you believe me if I flat out told you that aliens have been coming to Earth and helping us for a very long time now? No? How about now? This is the Flower of Life in a crop circle. Remember, the Flower of Life is not only tied to everything in the universe, but consciousness, spirit, as well. Here's another one, and another one. Here's the Vesica Pisces in a crop circle. See, by creating these crop circles, aliens have been actually affecting...
Crop circles are made by humans, most of the time. How can you confirm those were made by aliens?
And helping the consciousness of the planet. Do not fear aliens. They're here to help.
I think that's going to do it for me tonight. I hope you all had a fun time. I know I did. Well, I must go now. Goodbye. Bye.